Hi everybody. Oh my god, the camera. Okay, there you go. There you go. Great. Well, so I'm coming to you guys very raw, no makeup. Yeah. And you can guess what time of the night it is. So today I decided to make a video about the struggles of being an international student. So let's try and focus so we can start the video. Wait a minute. Wait. I'm wearing. Oh, let's change the jersey. So, yay! I have my school jersey, and for many of you people, you know that I love wearing my jersey. I am proud of my school, and yeah, and since I'm talking about this student thing, this international student thing, why not wear the jersey? And again, I'm still forgetting that I'm supposed to look at the camera. I'm gonna try my best, okay? Alright, let's get to this video. Yeah. So first of all, I have a book, and I'm gonna be looking at the book. I'm gonna be reading a few points from here. Terrible handwriting, but it's okay. I wrote down a couple points of how I struggle as an international student, and I feel like how I still struggle as an international student. I'm not used to the curriculum. Well, I'm used to the curriculum now, but I was not used to the curriculum for the United States before. But it's a lot better. The longer you stay here, the better it becomes, and yeah, you get drawn into it. Anyway, let's get to the video. Okay, so I think the first challenge that I faced when I got to this country was a language barrier. So language barrier is, you know, it's any country. When you go to any country, you get, you know, they have a different accent. If they speak English, they have a different accent or something like that. So like when I came to the United States, yes, I did speak English, but my English was not like the United States English. The accent was not the same. So mimi nilikuwa na accent ya home. So, you know, I came with the Kenyan accent, which is a beautiful accent, and I love, and I'm so proud of it. But it was hard because you would tell somebody, I want some water. And they're like, what? I want some what? Can I please have some water? And you know, as we like, you know, we don't say like, can I please have some water? We just like, hey, I want some water. I never used polite language until I had to stay here to get used to, hey, may I please? Hey, may I please? You know, I was not really used to that. But as time went by, I did get used to it. And another thing is writing my papers. So when I got here, at first I wrote my paper, and at first I had not really known about like the international student curriculum. I had not gotten into it. I didn't really get interested into it. I was like, yeah, I got English. I got this. I'm smart. I got this. Let me tell you, I saw my paper and it was like, I don't even remember what points I got. I think I got a 70%, and it was like, what in the world? That's when I realized that I had to go to my advisor and tell my advisor, wait a minute, I wrote a really good paper. Why am I getting these grades? And my advisor was like, did you tell your teacher that you're a foreign student? There is so many curriculums that you can use in different schools in the United States, maybe even in Canada, I don't know, but like different curriculums that you can get into if you're a foreign student that you can use. So that they just don't mark your papers like a United States student. And that is for me, actually. There are people who are smart, but I just wrote a little different from the American students. It's nothing to complain about. It's just how I was taught. And the second thing is the idea of America. So, you know, when I used to look at America in pictures or photos or movies, I used to look at New York or LA or like big cities, and that is what I assumed America to be like. Honey, when I landed in Chicago, I was like, wow, it is so beautiful, it is so cold. Mama, is it gonna be warmer? My mom was like, no, it's gonna be 10 inches of snow. And I was like, what is 10 inches of snow? When I moved here, I didn't know that there's something called lake effect snow. I live next to Lake Michigan, and so we get lake effect snow, which is terrible, and I hate so much. The worst point of winter, it was almost 20 to 30 inches of snow. It was pretty high. But yeah, that's one thing that I was very surprised compared to California, where I visited later, and I found out that it doesn't snow there. So I was like, why? And that's why I'll probably move out of Indiana as soon as I I'm done with college. Losing so many friends, missing my family, and not having any friends when you first come here. And by not having any friends does not include family. Of course you have your family. Of course there's, you know, there's people who surrounded me and who will still be there for me. But you know, when I left Kenya, of course you're like, how am I gonna get in touch with my friends? Of course there's Facebook, but there are friends who cannot get access to Facebook. There's so many consequences of just not being able to get in touch with the internet and all that stuff. Anyway, my friends and I tried to get in touch, most of them, and I did lose a lot of friends for sure. But afterwards, you know, you get to know who are your real friends and who are the friends who are just there because you're there. So I still am in touch with my best friend and other friends that I truly love and I adore. Shout out to you guys that you keep in touch with me. I bother you different times while because we're in different time zones. I still call you guys, I still chit chat. I really appreciate your time and I do love you guys so much, so just, you know. And another thing is making new friends. That is actually so difficult, especially in a foreign country where when class is done, everybody packs their bag, they're gone. Like, it's hardly that you get to talk to people. But the friends that I've made here, it took me a while to make new friends, but after that while I did make friends and I love and adore them and they're amazing and they're always there for me, and that's what matters. Food. Honey, I think the first few months I enjoyed the food here, and when I came here my mom was like, girl, you're skinny, you need to stay like that. That was 5 years ago. What happened since then? I don't think I can fit the pants that I fit 5 years ago. This doesn't say anything about anything. So anyway, so transport. This is one thing that I feel like many people kind of feel like somebody's in America, they're driving a car, they reached heaven, they have all this money. Oh my gosh, everything is all together for them. No, it's not what you think. Let me tell you the truth. First of all, it depends on the state you're in. Most people who live in New York, of course, they have public transport. But us here, it's very hard to get public transport because there's not that many people to use a bus unless you live at areas where there's public transport, which is very even hard to get access to. Since I've been here, I've only used public transport to go to Chicago, which was once, and I had to fly. But it's easier that way to just go with a bus and get off the terminal you're supposed to fly out of. It's just easier that way. But as a student, as somebody who lives here, going to work, going to school, and just doing your errands throughout the January to January, it's just easier for you to have a car than use public transport. And that's why you find that so many people in this country, or so many college students in this country, have cars. And that is another stigma where when I go back home, people are like, oh, you have a car, or you have this, or you have no, honey, no, we pay for this car monthly. You have to work, you have to. And another thing, so the last thing, working here in America is something that people talk about it back in Kenya, or I don't know if any other countries. I'm just talking about Kenya because that's where I'm from. People talk about people working in America and like, oh, you guys just do the like medical stuff, or you guys just clean the streets or do all these kind of jobs. Let me tell you, I appreciate the opportunity that I have to be in this country, as much as it is not a place that many people like. But having a job in America is an opportunity because I get to pay my own college tuition. I get to lessen my school loans by working and paying for my school loans. If I was in Kenya, which yes, I love Kenya. It's where I was born, where I was raised. It's where everything that I am doing is focused on because I want to give back to my country. I feel like people in Kenya think that when you come to America, you just do dirty jobs. No. If I was in Kenya, I'd probably not have a job. I'd probably be still a student. You know, I don't know where I would be. I just don't know where I would be. But I'm just saying, maybe I would have a job. I don't know. But just people having the stigma of people here have dirty jobs. Yes, you might have a dirty job, but guess what? They paid so much better, and that money is what they send to their families at home who talk really bad things about the people here, not knowing how much the people here work so hard for them to have the life they have, or contribute to whatever they're contributing to their families. So like, just like when you say things about people who live abroad, just watch what you say, because it takes a lot to take in that information and just be like, okay, you know, they just say that and it doesn't really matter. But all in all, moving or living in America is a dream, is an opportunity, and I will never take it for granted. And it is something that has changed my life so much. And for you guys who are watching this video, opportunities to study in America are there. Of course, with the immigration right now, it's not the best situation, but you know what? You have to apply. You have to apply for a visa. You have to go there, let them tell you didn't get it, go back, do it again. You know, if you are determined to get something, you'll work hard for it. And America is not the only country that you can go to study. There's Kenya, there's good schools in Kenya. You can work hard, you can go to school in Kenya, you can graduate, you can get a job. You don't have to come here. But the people who want specifically to come here, you have to work hard. You have to work 10 times harder than anybody else. Let me tell you that. I have to do my assignments again and again and again. Can you imagine? I have to write a paper. I have to take it to the writing center. I give it to my boyfriend to proofread it. I have to like take steps for me to make sure that I get an A in a paper. It's not that easy. But if you have like the drive, it's something that you can do. So yeah. I know there's so many people who have talked about education and all that stuff, but just coming from my perspective. And actually, I'm gonna do a story about not doing very well in 8th grade in Kenya, and not doing as well in high school. I always say, I mean, I did okay, and coming to college and getting good grades. Like, how is that transition? How did I get to do well in college while I didn't do that well in 8th grade and high school? So I'm gonna actually do a video about that, and you guys should let me know. I know I've not been filming, I've not been posting, but I hopefully, because it's just because of my hectic schedule, but I hopefully will start filming so you guys can have content. So thank you so much, and please make sure to subscribe, like, and please share this video so people can come to my channel and subscribe. I appreciate you guys so much. The people who watch my videos, you're the best. All right, bye.